Kane, obviously have had a few casualties in your squad over the last few days. How's everyone lining up ahead of tomorrow's match?
Um, yeah, probably the first time we've had a fully fit squad, although obviously had to rule a player out in Matt Henry. But yeah, I believe everybody's fit coming into this one, or fit-ish.
Hi, Kane. Obviously, a lot of permutation and combinations going ahead, with rain also predicted. So, what's the conversation in the camp like?
Yeah, I mean, for us, it's having a look today, looking at the surface, and for us as a team, it's trying to keep building on the positives that have been there, and adjusting, to the different conditions and that you're faced with, which is part and parcel of playing at a World Cup. So small improvements. That's something we've wanted to do throughout, and there's been some good stuff. So we want to try and build on that going into tomorrow.
This is regarding the spirit of the game. We saw what happened to Agnello Matthews and also Maxwell. Do you think that it's quite inhuman? Of course, it is not in your domain. It is in the domain of the ICC. Is it an inhuman law that a runner is not provided to Glenn Maxwell? Because there was no chance of him misusing this law or clause, whatever it is.
Oh, so you're wondering whether there should be runners in the.
The earlier they were runners. So don't you
Yeah.
think it is very kind of a inhuman or spirit of the game it affects?
Yeah, I haven't actually thought too much about that, and I don't sort of believe it's been too much of an issue, over the years that we have been playing without runners. And it certainly made Glenn flick a switch in a way that was quite special. Yeah, I mean, it's not something that I guess I can really speak to, except for that, perhaps you see the odd case where it might be required, but ultimately, by and large, it's not really been an issue, I don't think.
Kane, Lockie's coming back after a few games. What does he kind of add to your attack?
Yeah, I mean, he balances out our attack nicely, and made some really valuable contributions in the tournament so far, and brings a bit of experience as well. So naturally comes in and bowls with that high pace, and complements our new ball bowlers. So we'll have to have a look at the surface and decide on our balance.
Ken, the Chinnaswamy ground is a notoriously high-scoring ground. Even 400 the last time was not enough. So how do you sort of reconcile what a good score is here when even 400 may not be enough?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Obviously, it took something quite special to chase that, albeit a shortened version of chasing 400, but still a really special knock to get across the line. But you're right, usually it does have quite high scoring games. But we'll still have to very much see what the pitch is like. There's been a lot of weather around, and it could look different tomorrow. So we'll just have to play what's in front of us and focus on our skills as a batting and bowling unit, whether that's looking to be aggressive or trying to handle some death overs as well as we can, or with the bat assess conditions and try and do the job and build those partnerships. So yeah, we'll just have to keep adjusting to what's in front of us, and looking to try and win certain parts of the game that can have a big difference, because naturally with high scoring games there's perhaps slightly higher risk cricket, and there might be some opportunities, despite not seeing those the other day when we did have a large score on the board. But yeah, that's cricket.
Ken, you were in a similar position, I think, in 2019, at the end of the kind of league stage, trying to get into that semi-final lot. Have been to 2 knockout stages before in World Cups, and have a lot of the same players involved in this campaign as well. Is there kind of a sense that at this stage, at the kind of crunch end of the World Cup, there's a bit of know-how in the New Zealand camp, or there's a little bit of confidence, having done it a couple of times before, having been in similar situations?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose guys have had some of those experiences, but it's another game on another day, and 4 years later. So the focus is here and now, and on the conditions and how we want to adjust, and the cricket that we want to play. And I think that is the most important thing. I mean, you have 9 pool games; they're all as important as each other, and so it's very difficult to try and sort of target which game means what. It's just every game means something similar, and so the focus has to come back to us as a team and the cricket that we want to play. So that's what we'll be trying to do, as we've been trying to do throughout this competition, and try and make those small improvements like I mentioned.